The most hard?
No, the part that, sorry, the part that you most love in your work.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter for me. It's too hot outside or too cold. I have a AC unit in my cab. I have music the whole day. And what the most like of my job is I am in charge of my time. You know, I don't depend on anybody. So I'm the one leading the time for everybody else. So that is the best for me because sometimes I consider myself like a hard worker. So I don't like to be uh, my time be pushed for another person. So I am the one leading the time for everybody else. So that's what I love the most.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, do anybody else want to ask any question to Diego?
No.
Okay, now it's Diego's turn. Diego, would you like to do any questions to any of your classmates?
Um, yeah, I wanna throw a question and any volunteers to want to answer. Where do you live and where is the most do you love about your city? Any
Volunteer.
volunteers?
Well, I live in Estado de México, Coacalco, but I don't love anything in particular. Sorry. I love that Coacalco is very quiet. Is a good place to live because you have sorry, how can I say tranquilidad?
Mildness.
Thank you, teacher.
My pleasure.
You have a lot of mildness in Coacalco, and I like it. But sometimes some neighbors are making a lot of noise in their parties. So I don't like this about my city.
That's it. May I answer?
Yes, sure. Of course.
Thank you. You know what? I live in Ecatepec in Mexico State. And likewise, as Samuel said, I don't like my city because it is extremely violent in some situations. For example, you can't be walking out of in the street after 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., because it could be very dangerous to you. And even if you are doing that on weekend, it can be deadly. So it is true that Ecatepec is one of the most violent counties in Mexico. So yes, it is something that I don't enjoy. I don't like it, and I feel on risk all of the time when I go out in the street or when my children go out. My children are young adult, but anyway, I consider that they are under risk. So that's what I don't like about my city. And even we don't have any beautiful place for visiting, only malls, and I don't like malls. So I would like to have something like nature, maybe a river, a mountain, a forest, and we don't have any here. So that's what I don't like.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Don't worry. All right. I could survive. All right. Anybody else? Come on. Don't be shy.
Well, I live in Mexico City, in Coyoacán, well, near from Coyoacán, and I like it's very, how can I say, tranquilo,
Mild.
mild. It's very mild. And yes, that's what I like. But
Hey, that's great. All right. Effie, hello. Volunteer Effie.
Okay. Well, I live in Valle de Chalco, and it's almost the same situation of many regions of Estado de Mexico about the violence. But something that I like in the place that I live is that I have many things near of my house. For example, the market, schools, um, transportation, and that's something that I could say I like about my town. Yes.
All right. Thank you,
Great.
Effie. Fer, what about you? Fer, hello. Don't sleep. Don't go.
Hi,
Hi.
good night.
Good
No,
evening.
hi, good evening. Well, I live in Chalco and I I like my town, but all the time I stay at home because I have uh, a lot of things to do with my kids and here in my house. But I like it. It's a little town, but for example, I am so far to the different things. I say that I stay at the end of the town because maybe in this town we have different colonies, right? I don't know my town, and I stayed at the end of the town, but I like it. It's sometimes insecure, but I stay here in my house.
Hey, that's great. Can't you see the volcanoes from your house?
Yes,
Wow. That's
it's
beautiful.
it's nice. Yes,
All right. Thank you. Okay. Any
you're
other
welcome.
from each other? No questions?
No.
All
Mm,
right, good. You know what? Today's topic is going to be so nice. It is going to be so interesting because we are going to talk about manners, okay? And so the question is, how well do you behave? What's your opinion, Samuel? Are you a polite person and why?
Well, I suppose that I'm a polite person, but sometimes I think that my behavior is not the best. For example, when I am in the public transport, and if I say some old person, I try to think always to give my, oh sorry, how can I say asiento?
Sit.
Oh, thank you. Uh, I always try to think to give my seat to the old person, but sometimes I don't do it.
Uh-huh. Well, sometimes we are so tired.
Well, I don't know why, but sometimes I don't do it. Also, I try to be polite with the other persons when I am talking with them for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose that I am a polite person.
That's it. All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. Samuel, please tell us who's your victim.
Well, my victim is Effie.
Thank you.
Ay, de veras. Okay. Well, I think I should be polite. And I must be polite because I'm a teacher. So I think all the teachers need to be like that because we have a daily coexistence with different kind of people. So we have to to show good manners, even when we feel I don't know, tired or angry or whatever, because it is part of our image of our profession. So, well, in my case, I have a problem because I'm so expressive with my face, and something it helps me to show good manners, but not always. So it's a problem that I have, but I try to be polite almost all the time.
That's it. And you know what? You mentioned something so interesting. You said that as a teacher, you have to be polite because of the image you have to show, and that we are the example for our students. But also, you know what? It is in the Reforma Educativa, in the Acuerdo 444, it says that we should have all the qualities we want to teach to our students. So if we are not polite,
Yes.
we are not able to teach students how to be polite. So yes, you're right. You're totally right. Okay, so thank you very much. Tell me, who's your victim?
Let me check. Miriam.
All right, Miriam, welcome. Please tell us, are you polite or not, and why?
Good night. Well, I try to be polite. I'm a teacher and I be polite with me alumni. That is really important. Can I? Yes, you can. You can.
I'm sorry, the microphone is not working well. Yes, Miriam, who's your victim?
Samuel.
Can I participate twice, teacher?
Yes, you have already spoken. All right, anybody else?
Diego.
Okay, Diego.
Diego.
Okay, well, let me say this. When I came here a long time ago, I was kind of shy. I didn't like to interact with people. But here in the United States, the culture it's polite. The culture is to be a polite person. If you go to the store, most of the people wave you, just with a smile on their faces, or or just saying hello. So I am starting to do it. When I go to the store, I always say, "Hey, hello, how are you?" Or just, smile to somebody. So I think I become a polite person.
Hey, that's great. All right, yes, we have to answer to what people do in the same way, and yes, we have to be not only polite but also attentive with people. You're right.
Maybe he's talking about in other culture, people. Their behavior is different than Mexican culture. For example, I was working with a Spanish, and they are different. We can have a behavior like the Mexican culture.
That's it. You know what? Something that we are going to talk about is that the difference between cultures. For example, here we have that in Spain, it is unpolite to rush off straight after your meal. You have to take your time. And in Spain, it is very good, a very good manner to do to enjoy the sobremesa. Is it something similar here in Mexico?
Maybe, but they are restrictive with their um, with people who can talk about with I don't say, can I say soltura?
Relax, to be
Yes,
relaxed, to be soft.
I think when you know them, they are a friendly person, but if you don't meet really good, they are restrictive. They are cold person. I don't know. I don't like Spanish people.
Aha. Oh my, yeah, somebody told me that it is a different way how they treat people who they don't know. And somebody told me also that they like, well, most of the people like Mexico because of the warmness of or we Mexicans. They say that we are very attentive, very warm. Um, so yes, it is something different. So please, volunteers, tell me, do you know any good manner or any bad manner in other place in the world?
For example,
Yeah.
when you stayed in the, that example in the table, and you put your elbows on the table, it's a bad manner for different people. And well, in my case, I know that it's a bad manner. Sometimes I do it and I forgot it, but when I remembered, I put my arms behind the table.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, something that they do in France, it is opposite. In France, don't keep your hands on your lap. They keep both hands above the table. So here in Mexico, it could be like that or opposite, I don't know. So in France, they prefer that everyone can see where your hands are and what you are doing.
Yes,
And
but only here in Mexico, it's only the elbows because you can put your maybe your arm, but if you put your elbows on the table, it's a bad manner.
that's it. But my question, do we pay attention if people put their hands on their lap?
No, I
No.
don't pay attention.
Yes,
Well,
Well,
I
because
think that.
yes,
Sorry, teacher. Sorry.
it's okay, Samuel.
Oh, well, I think that some of us maybe pay attention to the other people's. For example, me, I pay attention for those details.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I remember that I suppose. Sorry, I remember that in Italy, if you go to the restaurant, you cannot. Sorry, give me a second, please.
It's okay.
Thank you. If you go to Italy, and in Italy you go to a restaurant, you cannot ask for the, how can I say, salero?
Salt shaker.
Thank you. You cannot ask for the salt shaker because in Italy it's a bad manner for the cooker.
For the cook.
Oh, thank you
Good,
for the cook.
good girl.
So it's a bad manner in Italy.
Something like your food is not delicious, so I have to fix it.
Yes, and also in China, you cannot finish all your meal. I don't remember if it is in China or in Japan, but you cannot finish all your meat. You cannot eat all your meal.
And you cannot eat it all up.
Yes,
Oh my! So it's a bad manner.
yes,
Well, I guess in some places here in Mexico it is similar. So you have to leave at least some little pieces, but not to finish all up or not to clean your dish with a tortilla or
Yes.
things like those. No?
My
yes,
mom said that.
because these people in China think that maybe you you're still with hungry.
Ah, wow. That sounds strange, but yes, they're right. Okay, Samuel, thank you very much. That's so interesting.
You're welcome.
Okay, anybody else who would like to share?
Well, I can participate.
Yes, of course.
In the same idea of Samuel, my mom said that, but I think nowadays we must think about other. We must think different in on these topics because it's really important that we eat all the meals in our dishes because the food on the world is really restrictive. There are places where the food is there aren't food, and in other places 30%, 40% of the meals are trash to the garbage.
That's it. Yes, you're right. And that's a pity.
Yes, Uh, that's a pity, but the most important is suicide. Is a ambiental danger, and I think we must change our the way in which we think about the meal.
Aha, yes, you're right. Okay, and you know what? I think that there are many different manners all around the world, but they are changing by time. I remember that time ago I went to Indiana. I was living in Evansville, and I was studying in the University of Southern Indiana. In there, I met a lot of people from all over the world. And I met, for example, the Arabic persons. Some of them were Abdullah, Bandor, Aziz, and they used to burst after eating. And that's the way they said thank you for the food. But there were some people who were disgusted with that situation. So they said, please don't do that. You are not in Arabia. And they said, I'm sorry, but that's the way I say thank you. There was also Aika. She used to take off her shoes when she was at the table, and we used to say, please don't do that. You are not in Japan. And so things like those. There was also some of the Korean and Chinese girls didn't like to have a bath very frequently. So they were also, in a way, bad manners because, okay, maybe you are in your country, you can have many different manners. But when you go to Rome, do what Romans do. When in Rome, do what Romans do. No, that's the old saying. And so, okay, now please, let's go to the uh, other part of this presentation. Here we are. are there any bad manners, some things that you consider that people shouldn't do? For example, at the table, why don't you talk to us about what are the things that you don't like people do at the table? Any volunteer?
Me.
All right, yes, fair.
For example, I don't like and I hate, really, really hate when people eat and speak at the same time.
That's so disgusting.
And when the people uh, make a lot of noises with the food inside of its mouth, I don't like it. I desperate when I hear something like that,
You
and I
feel
feel bad.
you feel desperated.
Yes, a lot.
Oh my. All right. Thank you very much, Fer. Okay. Anybody else?
Well, I hate when the people make a lot of noise when they are chewing the food.
Aha, that's it. That's so disgusting also. All right.
Well, I know one, and for me it's a disgusting, insulting, and nasty.
I
When
know
they
that you, yeah.
when they finish eating, they blow their nose. I mean that. I mean, I want to punch it on the face. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes in the restaurant you are eating. You know, it's a lot of people eating it, and the people next to me finish and start blowing his nose, and I mean, it is the worst thing you can do in a table.
That's so disgusting. All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Anybody else?
Yeah, me. I
All
think you are totally, but I said before, I'm teacher, teenager teacher, and they show me to be patient. I think we must be respectful. There are things that I don't like. For example, blowing noise when you're eating. But that's all. It's something that is not really disgusting to me. I can hear and that's all.
Well, you have to be more tolerant.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, we should direct children, no, not to do the things that are considered rude in their place, in the place where they live.
Yes, for me are disgusting the noises, um, but it's not real important.
Aha, noises are disgusting. All right, thank you very much. Anybody else? Come on. Kid.
Can I say something, teacher?
Yes, of course, Samuel.
I'm agree with Miriam, but I think, for example, if you are with a person that you didn't know before, you have to be patient. You have to support the noises and bad manners, maybe.
To stand.
Thank you.
All right, my
To
pleasure.
stand the bad manners, and you have to be patient. I think for the first or second time with that person. But if you are with your family or with friends, you have more confidence with them. So I think that it is not acceptable. The bad manners are not acceptable when you are with your family or with friends.
Even though because they are part of the background of your own background. So it is you are supposed to have the same values, the same education, the same upbringing.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. So anybody else? Emiliano, hello. Don't sleep. Don't go. Don't be shy.
Well, I don't know. I don't dislike. At this time, I don't remember any manners I dislike or a behavior that I dislike. Maybe just when the people is, I don't know how to say, mm, como complaciente. You
Mm,
just try
tolerant, patient,
to rant. What?
tolerant.
No, but not tolerant. In that way, you um, show as you agree with something, and really you don't, but you do it just to don't have problems or be in a trouble.
Aha, that you can be easygoing.
Yes, easygoing. That maybe sometimes it could be. I don't know. I dislike that kind of behavior when you just try to be okay with other people and never express what you feel or what you think. I think that it's not a manner, but that's the behavior I dislike. But um, at the same time, well, I don't answer the first question about the if I am polite, and I think I'm not polite at all. I sometimes I very direct with the people. In my work, I use went with the people and say, I need this, and that is all. I don't say, how are you, or how is your how is your week going, or something like that.
Mm, well, maybe it is not that you are not polite. Maybe it is that you are very assertive. Could it be?
Mm, maybe I just try to not to. I don't know. I just want the things be quickly and don't spend time in other things.
Uh-huh, that's it. Well, yeah, it may be to pay a little more attention to people.
Yes, one of my bosses told me you should put more crema in your emails.
To be a little more diplomatic.
Maybe.
That's it. All right. Okay, thank you very much. So, you know what? Whenever we are at the table, all right, there are many things that we can be like to dislike. But what about whenever we are in the social nets? Whenever we are, for example, on Facebook, there are also some ways that we can be unpolite to people. Here in the post, we say, I applaud everyone who comments on my post. I just appreciate people taking the time to reply. So, what do you think about it, Effie?
Sorry, what's the meaning of both?
Upvote is that you value, that you,
Okay.
yep.
Yes. Let me check. Mm. Well, I don't about the social media. I'm not a little. Well, I'm not so uh, close to that kind of uh, elements. Even well, I also use them when I need it. So I don't pay attention about things that I don't like. For example, memes. So I think there are a lot of things that don't help us a lot. So that's one reason about I don't feel so comfortable using social media a lot of time in my life.
A long time.
A long time, yes.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so who's next?
Me.
All right, please.
Well, in the net there are net etiquette. I don't know if in English is the name. In Spanish it's etiqueta. Net etiqueta.
Level.
It's
To
the same.
level. It's to level.
To level.
Level.
In this case, there are 5 or 6 points, important points. We must be careful about our words, writing words, because our writing words express, reflect ourselves. I think it's the most important.
For example, let's suppose that somebody is I don't know, posting anything about their feelings, that they want to cut their veins, and you put a smiling face. It's like if it is not serious
Yes.
for you, or
Be careful about symbols, about
the emoticons.
emoticons. Yes, but not only about emoticons. It's when you relation with other person through the net. We must use the words, the correct words to communicate. Orthograph, but the sense of the words must be really careful about them.
Spelling.
We can't see the other people in the computer. The words are all the unique reflect about us.
Yeah, that's it. So about spelling also, no? Ortografía, spelling can also be a part that we have to take care of.
Yes.
You know what? You made me remember once upon a time I was moving. I needed to go to work by the afternoon, kind of like 4 p.m. And I started moving at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I was in a rush. You know that whenever you move up, you have to invest a lot of time in that movement. And so I didn't have time for putting all my things in order because I had to go to work. And so I didn't find my shoes. So it was for me something like a funny thing to post on Facebook. I can't find my shoes. But I didn't explain, of course, that I had moved in the morning and I was going to work by the afternoon. And so I received many posts about, so it means that your house is extremely nasty, you are a disordered person. And so I said, that was my fault, because I shouldn't have posted something about my personal life or something like that, that I didn't find my shoes, I couldn't find them. So yeah, that was something that I say, all right, are they unpolite or I was nonsensible?
When you post something on any social net, you must know that we can receive any kind of comment.
Yes, you're right. And we can stand sometimes. We can actually fighting to people or arguing. Right. Okay. Do anybody want to say anything else about the social nets?
Me, teacher.
Please, Samuel.
Well, I'm agree with I don't know who was talking. Sorry.
Miriam.
Oh, I'm agree. Thank you. I'm agree with Miriam, and the correct term about that topic it's netiquette.
Netiquette.
Netiquette Yeah, in castellano is netiqueta o etiqueta net.
Okay.
This topic is about have a good way to communicate through the, sorry, how can I say, escritura?
Writing.
Thank you, teacher. Through the writing. And I think that when you are talking with someone through writing, you have to be very careful. And I think that a good practice is use all the punctuation marks, because it is not the same as when you are speaking the words. So you have very careful because, for example, I remember that I have had some troubles because I didn't express the correct words and the correct ideas with other people when I am talking through Facebook or WhatsApp. So I suppose that it's a good practice to use all the punctuation marks. Maybe I am, sorry, how can I say, exagerando?
Exaggerating.
Thank you, teacher. Maybe I am exaggerating, but I think that if you use all the punctuation marks, you can express your idea in a correct way with more, how can I say, asertividad?
Assertivity, or you can also use the word accuracy.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I think that if you use all the punctuation marks, you can express your idea with more accuracy. So it's my point of view, and I try to use all the punctuation marks and have a good orthography when I am
Spelling.
thank you, teacher. I try to have a good spelling when I am talking with another person through WhatsApp or through Facebook, because it is very important. If you don't do that, you can have
Confusing message.
yes. Well, I was finding the word that is misunderstood, malentendidos.
Yeah.
You can have misunderstoods with the other.
Misunderstandings.
Thank you. Misunderstandings with the other person. So you have to be polite. In my school, I'm studying online, and in my school, you have to, in some activities, you have to give your opinion to the other students through a tool that is called a forum. And in the forum, you have to write your opinion, but your opinion must be a correction of about the job of another student. But you have to be very polite. You can say for the other student, you can say them. Sorry, you can say him. You are grown, and that's all. You have to be polite. You have to give him a very detailed explanation about your opinion.
Yes, you're right. You know, I totally agree with you, because whenever we write in a non-careful way, we can also make people to feel differently about what we write, because of course they are not listening to our voice, neither watching to our expressions, so they don't know if we are being aggressive or if we are being polite and kind. So yes, it can be a misunderstanding very easily. Okay, so do anybody want to say anything else, to say any comment?
I agree with you and with Samuel about the more misunderstandings on internet, because uh, the message could could have two meanings or three or four, and all depends on who reads that message. And maybe you want to say your opinion or something else, and someone could think it's an aggression, or it's a, I don't know. It's all about of the perspective of the reader, but that's where I think on internet you should keep a very careful writing.
That's it. Even whenever you use capital letters, it can be taken into consideration as an aggressive writing. Or when you write with another color to remark what you write.
Yes, that's important. I think we can join with the past topic. The words at message, and one word in any language could be have a lot of message. In this way, we must be careful to use. If when we talk with something, we see our face, our expression, even though sometimes we couldn't understand the other people. When we write, it's really important. Be careful about the writing, spelling, punctuation.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think.
All right. Okay. You know what? It is about the social nets or when writing. But whenever we try to be so honest and we are not measuring the limits of respect, sometimes we say, but I am sincere. But I think that there's a difference between being sincere and passing through the limits of rudeness. So, what do you think about that?
To be really honest, sincerely, uh, you must talk with a really confident person. Is a, a hard topic. We really, honesty, really, honesty with any people.
Uh-huh.
When we hear any other people talk about us, maybe we can understand. Is emotional intelligent. We must be emotionally intelligent to hear something about us, but not only had been developed this emotional intelligence.
That's it. Yes, you're right. Okay, anybody else's opinion? Come on, kids. Effie, Emiliano, Fer, Diego. Hello.
Well,
Not.
Well, I think I think
go ahead, go ahead.
it has a relation with to be empathic more
Pathetic.
that they care about the to be rude or sincere. The most important is trying to be empathic because uh, we have to face a lot of different situations with different kind of people. So all that people can be different of us, and to be empathic, it's so useful to face that situations in a better way.
That's it. It is very important to be empathetic so that we can also feel beforehand what the other people may feel. Yes, you're right. I totally agree with you. Okay, Diego, what do you think about it?
Well, I was thinking it's the word that I think it was Samuel did, or I mean say, assertivity. It's the way you say things to people, but with respect. So if you wanna correct somebody, you can correct them, but with respect, because like everybody say, every head is a different world. So sometimes we say something and we are not in the mood to talk about something, and we can hurt some feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's a good thing to do when you talk to people, or when you correct people, or when you interact with people. Be assertive.
That could be as a golden rule.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very
You're very
much.
welcome.
All right. I don't know if somebody else wants to say anything else or to ask anything. I think that this topic is really interesting, but unfortunately, we are ending the class. So I don't know. Do you want to ask anything or say any comment? Hello. Don't be shy.
Yes,
Yep.
do you think the truth will be rudeness by itself?
Aha.
Do you think that?
Eh,
I think the truth is through rudeness or without rudeness.
Yeah, I think that the difference between the truth and rudeness is the way we say it. We can be very sincere, but if we try to say it with politeness, it can be very well received. No, for example, a psychologist told me like time ago that when you are going to say anything that you consider that it's going to be turned into a problem, the first thing that you should say is I love you. I really and really enjoy being with you, but now you want to say what else? Because if you start talking like, hey, you're a nasty person, of course, it is not going to be received as you want it to do. You wanted to be sincere, you wanted to fix something or to help the person to improve their manners or their behavior, and then you are going to have a problem, an argument, maybe. I think that it is the difference.
Then give or receive the truth depend on people.
I think that once again, it depends on how you say it.
Mm,
Well, that's my opinion. That's what I have I have practiced, and it works well. When I say that's not true, of course I am going to have a quarrel. But when I say, well, in my opinion, it could be different. Well, maybe the person thinks and later on says, you know what? You're right. Thank you.
But not all the people think like that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you say something that you think, and the other people and never accept the reality, maybe the things
Mhm.
that you can show it.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, I don't know if you want to comment anything else. No? Well,
No.
I thank you so much.
No,
Thank you very much for your attendance and for your attention. Diego, for you, it is 1 hour later than from us, so thank you very much for your
Yes.
patience. And
Oh, you're very welcome. I really enjoy it be here, and I'm apologize to all my classmates for skip
I can't
my.
hear anything.
You're not hearing.
I
uh,
can hear you.
yeah, it's your microphone, Miriam. It's your audio.
What?
All right. Yes.
Well, I was you saying I'm sorry for skip too many classes because my time was off, but next time I'm gonna be here with you guys. Thank you.
Excellent.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Have a very good
Thank you.
night, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Meet you
Thank you.
next week.